guys, we're in love.
I was like, oh hey, also like, hey, get their attention first, and then you will say like, oh, this is just a story about how we fell in love.
Okay. I'm not good on camera, let's be honest.
You're fine.
I'm not. That's good. Louis, but this is.
Oh hey!
Hey!
Oh hey!
Howdy.
Oh hey!
So this is a story of how we fell in love. It started on the mission, actually. Elder Armenda, he was already out on his mission, weren't you?
I was, you know, just doing my thing. But actually, here's a little secret. But I thought Chelsea was way cute on the missions. I stayed away from her like the plague because that's a no-no, right? But one day she got sick. We had to go to her house and give her a blessing. And she came out in her big pajamas, and she looked so cute. I was like, this is not for an elder's eyes right now. And that's when I heard her first name because we had to give her a blessing, and I never forgot it since. And that's a true story, like all my other stories. I was leaving my mission. She was starting hers, and I was like, maybe I should get her information. I'm like, no, that's weird. And she told me she was going to Utah State. I'm like, I'll just wait a year and a half. If I'm single and she comes around, I'll ask her on a date. And she came home and I was single.
I came home and he had added me on Facebook, and so I was like, ooh, it's Elder Armenda, like he's a nice guy. So I was like, I'll just say hello, you know. So I said, hey, Elder Armenda, how are you?
Yeah.
And he replied, and he was the happiest guy, I believe.
Yeah, she always made the first move, by the way. She messaged me first.
I did.
You did. So I was freaking out because I asked her to come hang out with me in Logan, and I was gonna ask her to date eventually. It was just supposed to be a hangout. And I said, hey, you wanna come to Logan? She's like, this is a date? I didn't text back for like an hour.
Yeah.
Because I was like, fist bump. And so I was like, yeah, it's a date, all cool and stuff. And so we went on our first date, and there was a little controversy before because she just got off her mission. And I was like, man, does a sister mission, do they want to hug when they get home? And like, how am I gonna act in my first year? I asked a bunch of people. I was like, dude, you gotta hug her. And so when I first saw Chelsea, she was in my house. I came and she was sitting down on the couch. And I was like, give her a hug. And I went to give her a hug, and it was just like awkward. She didn't stand up, so it was like this awkward like, oh hey. It's like killed the moment. Killed the
But the
moment.
thing is, Luis said that, but I remember specifically that I like stood up and I at least gave him like a side hug, and I thought I stood
You were
up.
sitting down.
Oh. To me, it wasn't that awkward. He's making it sound terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
And then another awkward story at the end of that day as well is I went to go get in my car, and Luis just was standing there for like 30 seconds, and he opened my door, but like I was just standing there, and he didn't give me a hug, and we just got in my car and said bye.
Yeah, it was way awkward. Well, my thought was like, well, she didn't want to give me a hug, like.
But usually the guys make the first move, and Louis didn't do a thing.
I know. Well, I was thinking like, if she wants a hug, she'll give me a hug this time, type of thing. And it was horrible thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm a boy and immature. That was 6 months ago. I've changed a lot. Freak! I blew it! I blew it! Like this. I got home. I was telling all my friends. I'm like, she doesn't think I'm interested. I ruined it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna tell her I like her tonight because I had nothing else to lose. And so I went home, got pumped up, maybe listened to a couple of good songs with my friends, got in the mood, and I sent her a text, and all she said was, ditto.
He's such a charmer. I don't know.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
So awkward.
It's so That's the problem. Like, the awkwardness never awkward. We're the awkwardest. But he just like writes these little texts out that are like cute, you know. He sends little songs. He would send me little songs, like love songs, you know, Shotgun Red or stuff like that. We gotta get a laugh.
I was leaving to California for spring break. That's when we really started to hit it off, kind of, because Chelsea was leaving soon, and we knew that. So time was getting more precious, and I started getting a little more bolder with my text and stuff. And
You've never really been bolder.
I'm bolder. I said bolder. I'm bolder. Okay. Anyways, but no, I just realized like how cool she was, and because I always had a good time around her, and she always made me feel good inside and stuff. So
we just texted. He sent me a picture of him laying on the beach. Kind of awkward, but it was nice.
Walk me through the first kiss.
oh.
First holding hands, because that was intense.
Wait,
No.
I knew she wanted to hold my hand, and
So we walked around the cemetery and like he was a stick. Like he had his arms to his side and like, I don't know, it was just awkward. He knew I wanted to hold his hand, but
I was too scared.
And we start going another lap and I'm like, this kid is not doing anything. Like his hands, my hand's just dangling here and like he knows I want to hold his hand and he's not doing a darn thing about it. And like the moment was almost gone. We were about to head out. Let's do one more round around the temple. So we go around again. And then finally I just couldn't take it anymore. I just could not take this kid. So I was like, hey Luis, can we just like hold hands or something?
Boom. I laughed for 2 minutes after
He
that.
did. He laughed. The reason why he laughed is because he knew that he was being a little wimp.
I was being a wimp. I'm gonna kiss him tonight. Like it's gonna happen. I'm gonna kiss her on the cheek like 16 times to tempt the heck out of her to kiss me.
And he did.
And it worked.
It was awesome. Went to kiss him on the cheek and it was like slightly on the lips and I didn't even know it. I didn't think.
My face wasn't moving though. It was like this. I wasn't like.
It honestly was an accident.
I thought of one time I was almost gonna lose her. And I thought how life would be without Chelsea and how I'd be totally heartbroken. And that's kind of when I first really realized like I really do love this girl.
For me, I was at Idaho and Luis, like, I don't know if we were just going through stuff, seeing if he still wanted to date me. And he's like, you know, maybe you need like a week. I agreed to it. I'm like, okay, maybe I do need some space. And so I called him up and we had a talk.
Always living wanting more.
So it didn't work. I wanted Luis and I missed him. So I kind of was like, yeah, I do like this guy. He's a good one.
A real ring and a fake ring inside. And so I take her to the top of this mountain like we talked about, and I get on one knee. And she's like, oh my gosh. And then I start pulling the ring out, but right by the cliff. And as we're going, I purposely dropped the ring off the cliff. And I thought I wasn't shot, like, I thought it was way obvious because I didn't want to like fall right at the edge and not fall off because then I have to like kick it off. But so I threw it with a good force off the cliff, and she totally took it. She took it and she fell on the ground. And she's like, no, he lost the ring. But then I had another ring inside the fanny pack. And it's like, okay, I have another.
But then what happened is there was some Indians on top of the hill at the top and they're like, it's part of the plan. That's how it went.
Yeah, she said yes. Well, technically, actually,
Luis,
I didn't ask her.
Here's the thing, Luis didn't ask it all throughout the whole thing. He didn't ask me to marry him.
I forgot, I was too nervous.
Now we're getting married, so.
I did it!
Did you see that shooting star tonight? Were you dazzled by the same constellation? Did you and Jupiter conspire to get me? I think you and the moon and Neptune got it right. I think you and the moon and Neptune got it right. I think you and the moon and Neptune got it right.